million in revenue is a major milestone. In fact, only 9% of all small businesses in the United States ever hit over 7 figures. And even crazier, out of all the female-owned businesses, approximately 1.7% generate over $1 million in annual revenue. It took me about 8 or 9 years in my first business to generate over $1 million per year, but today we actually generate over $1 million per month. In this video, I'm gonna share 5 things I wish I knew before hitting $1 million in revenue, because if you don't figure these out early, you'll keep working harder and harder without ever seeing the breakthrough that you're actually chasing. By the way, if you don't know who I am, my name is Stacey Tuschl, and I've been in business for over 22 years, and my businesses are generating over $10 million in annual revenue. Number 1, profit trumps revenue. One of the biggest misconceptions is that making $1 million means you keep $1 million. I remember celebrating the milestone until I realized how much was going right back out the door. Payroll, expenses, taxes, it all adds up. What I wish I knew is you don't just need a revenue goal, but you need a profit goal. Hitting $1 million, but keeping only $50,000, that's a problem. So instead, focus on optimizing expenses and dial in your pricing. Keep a close eye on cash flow. And if you don't already have one, set a goal for a healthy profit margin. And before you go look up what your industry typically looks like, please don't do that. Just look at what you did last year and try to outperform it. Remember, most business owners don't hit $1 million, so you don't care what the industry standard is for your specific business. Your biggest competitor is you, my friend. If you don't know how to calculate your profit margin, hopefully you have a CPA. You'll go to your CPA, just ask him, what is it? But all you need to do is look at how much did we make? How much did we spend? What's left over? Take that what's left over part, divide it by your gross revenue, and then you take that number times 100, and it's gonna give you your profit margin. Track that as aggressively as you track revenue, if not more. Revenue is exciting, like our brains are wired to hit that next revenue milestone. Everyone is talking about top line and not so much about what is left over. So our ego takes over and we focus on revenue, but profit is what keeps you in business. $1 million in revenue means nothing if your expenses are eating up most of it. So focus on high margin products, services, etc. Look at cost control and efficiency from the start. Number 2, not all customers are worth it. Had to learn that the hard way. Chasing every dollar can lead to bad clients who drain your time, your energy, and your resources. The wrong customers can cost you more than they bring in. So be selective about who you work with, and it's okay to fire bad clients. Some customers cost you more than they contribute. So whether it's constantly demanding discounts, overstepping boundaries, or taking up on a disproportionate amount of time, certain customers actually hurt your business more than help. Your best clients should get way more of your attention. When you spend too much time trying to please difficult, low-value customers, you take attention away from the ones who actually respect your expertise, pay on time, and appreciate your services. Not every customer is a right fit for your business. So trying to serve everybody just to make money is gonna water down your brand. It's gonna hurt your pricing and your overall experience. So it's okay and it's necessary to say no to the wrong customers so you can say yes and focus on the right ones. Your time and energy are limited. Focus on serving the right customers, the ones who align with your values and respect your process and contribute to your long-term success. Usually the clients you should never have taken on are the ones leaving you the nasty review. And then all of a sudden, the good clients, the ones you want to help, are reading the bad reviews and are choosing not to work with you. Do not let this tank your business. We see it way too often. Say no to the people you should not be serving so you can say yes to more of the right people. Number 3, hiring before you're ready. When I was growing my business, I made 2 big hiring mistakes. Number 1, I waited way too long to hire because I thought, well, I can just do this myself and save money, right? Number 2, when I finally hired, I did it way too fast because now I was desperate and burnt out and there was no clear plan. So years ago, I decided I needed an assistant. And when I made that decision, it was like, okay, and I need one yesterday. So I went very fast through the hiring process and I found someone. you know where I'm going. I didn't do the best job in the interview process. I wasn't super crystal clear with what I needed. And when I hired this person, I realized she really just wanted to do more personal assistant work and nothing on the computer. But I really needed her to do computer stuff. So I ended up letting her stay 6 months because I felt bad. And I was paying her all this money to do personal things I didn't really need. And I spent about $30,000 in payroll that I didn't need to spend. It happened again a few years after that when I hired a social media manager. My lack of clarity did not help in the interview process. And I found someone just like me, a visionary, an innovator, an ideas person. And she was great with ideas, and we would go back and forth, and I would love our meetings, and I was getting excited. But then I realized she was super slow. Besides ideas, I wasn't actually seeing much of her work, and it's because I hired an ideas person, not a doer. So she was here a year, and I paid her $50,000 for somebody that didn't move the needle in my business. Both of these cost me time, energy, and of course, money. So here's what I wish I knew earlier. Hiring early is critical for growth, but you need to work on this skill set. Many business owners delay hiring because they see it as an expense rather than an investment. But the truth is, every minute you spend on tasks outside of your zone of genius is costing your business revenue. If you're doing admin work instead of sales, your business is missing out on potential income. If you're handling customer service instead of strategy, you're holding yourself back from scaling. The sooner you delegate low value tasks, the sooner you can focus on high revenue activities that actually move your business forward. So ask yourself, if I could free up 10 hours per week, how much more money could I generate for the business? Hiring the right people, though, is important, not just any people. So you just heard me. I hired way too fast. I had no clear plan, no role, no onboarding plan, no performance expectations. So it can be just as costly as not hiring at all. A bad hire can drain morale, slow you down, even damage your reputation. So here's how to avoid costly hiring mistakes. Hire based on strategy and not desperation. If you're overwhelmed and you're looking for anybody, you'll end up with the wrong help. Instead, hire with intention by identifying the key tasks that are keeping you stuck. You need to define clear roles and responsibilities. Every hire should come up with a job description, measurable key performance indicators, and a structured onboarding process. A vague hire leads to vague results. So look for A players who actually align with your company vision. Skills can be taught, but work ethics, values, culture fit cannot. So prioritize team members who share your long-term vision and can actually grow with your company. This is a big one. Start with a test project or a 30-day probational period. Before you fully commit, start your new hires with a trial period and see if they're a good fit. It's a whole lot easier at the 30-day mark to say, unfortunately, will not be moving forward, than somebody who thinks they're permanently on board and at 30 days you let them go. Number 4, marketing and sales never stop. Do not get comfortable. Don't assume that because business is booming, you can ease up on marketing and sales. Leads dry up faster than you think. Customers churn and market conditions change. Word of mouth alone will not sustain a long-term growth. No matter how successful your business is today, you must keep filling the pipeline. It is one of your top jobs. Marketing and sales are not one-time, one-off events. They are ongoing daily processes that fuel your business. All right, I really want to dive deep here. Why are consistent sales and marketing efforts non-negotiables? Let's talk about it. Number 1, the sales cycle takes time. So if you stop generating leads today, it might not hurt you immediately, but in 3 or 6 months, you may feel the impact. That's why you must always be nurturing your leads, engaging your audience, and driving new business. Customer attrition is real. Even if you have a loyal customer base, some clients will naturally leave due to life changes, budget cuts, shifting needs. Maybe they're moving, right? If you're not consistently bringing in new customers, your business will start declining. So even if you're delivering great service, waiting until you need sales is a dangerous game to play. If you only ramp up marketing when sales slow down, you're already too late. And desperate sales efforts rarely work. And panic-driven marketing leads to bad decisions, rush campaigns, and low quality leads. So we want to make sure we are keeping your sales and marketing engine running consistently. So you need to create a marketing and sales system. Instead of relying on sporadic promotions, build a repeatable, automated system that generates leads and sales on a consistent basis. So an example, traffic. How are you getting in front of new potential customers? Are you doing ads, SEO, social media, networking, referrals, partnerships, touch? How are you nurturing leads? What do your email sequences look like? Retargeting ads, free resources, live events, consultations, free trials, you name it. Transaction. How are you closing sales? Have you listened to phone calls? Watch what's going on in the DMs. Does your salesperson even know they're a salesperson, or do they just think they answer the phones? I see it all the time. So what are you doing to actually close sales and get people sold on you and your company? Set a minimum sales and marketing baseline. So even when things are going well, commit to a baseline amount of marketing activity every single month. An example would be we post on social media X times per day. We are running ads consistently. We email our list at least once a week. We host a live training or a webinar every month, right? Just you get the idea. You also want to make sure you are diversifying your lead generation. Relying on just one source of leads is very risky. If one channel dries up, your business could take a major hit. Spread your efforts across multiple platforms so you're never dependent on just one traffic source. Now, don't get crazy and be everywhere, but you may want to be on like 1 to 2 key places. If most of your leads come from Instagram, you might want to start optimizing for SEO or running ads. If referrals are your main source, create a content marketing strategy to attract cold leads. Never assume your marketing is done or we don't need to market. I hear that often. Marketing and sales are a continuous process. Even if you're at full capacity today, which by the way, if you're at full capacity, amazing, but why aren't you opening up your back end for bigger capacity? Something to think about. I want you to keep planting seeds for next month, next quarter, and next year. The bottom line is if you're not actively growing, you are shrinking. If you're not generating leads, your business is at risk. If you wait until you need sales, you've waited way too long. Number 5. Cash flow is king. Reaching $1 million in revenue is a huge milestone, but here's the reality. Revenue doesn't equal profit. And profit doesn't mean you have cash in the bank. I've seen businesses with 7-figure revenue struggle to pay their bills. Why? Because they ran out of cash. Poor cash flow management is one of the biggest reasons businesses fail, even when they appear successful on paper. Why cash flow is more important than revenue is because you can be profitable and still go broke. A business can actually show profit in a financial statement, but it's not in your bank account. When I was in my early 20s, I would look at this and say, wait, I profited $80,000? Where is it? Like, where can I find this money, right? So you've got to be really, really careful. If clients take too long to pay or money is tied up in inventory, you might be making sales, but you're still struggling to pay your team, your vendors, or even yourself. Growth requires cash. Hitting $1 million doesn't mean you suddenly have excess cash sitting around. Scaling requires investing in people, technology, inventory, marketing, you name it. And those costs often come before you see the revenue. When people make comments like, well, I can't afford fill in the blank. It's like, nobody can. We make the investment and then we hope to get the return back. This is how business works. We're risk takers. However, you want to make sure you're taking really smart, educated guesses when you're risking. When you're hiring, you're saying, okay, I believe I can get this return back by fill in the blank, right? And we'll get double what we spent on this person. If you don't plan for these cash flow demands, rapid growth can actually put you in a very big financial hole. There are unexpected expenses that can wipe you out. Without cash reserves, one unexpected issue like a slow sales week or month, or a client defaulting on one payment, or an economic downturn can all of a sudden put your business in crisis mode. So the biggest lesson is a business that consistently manages cash flow well will outlast and outperform one business that focuses just on revenue. So how do we keep our cash flow strong? Well, you keep or start a cash reserve. Just like you need an emergency fund in your personal life in case the refrigerator breaks, your business needs cash reserves to cover unexpected expenses. So aim to have at least 3 to 6 months of operating expenses in cash. This is going to give you breathing room if sales slow down or unexpected costs arise. If you are living paycheck to paycheck, there is no extra money, then start by building 1 week reserve and then 2 week reserve. And pretty soon you will work your way up. Speed up your receivables. If cash flow is tight, one of the biggest levers you can pull is getting paid faster. Offer early payment discounts to encourage faster payments from clients. Now, I know that might feel like you're losing money by discounting. Sometimes getting 10 months paid up front for 12 months of what you're about to do is better than them stopping payment on 6 or 7. Require upfront deposits for larger projects. Do not get started on work where it hasn't been paid. Make sure your payment terms are clear and enforce late fees if necessary. Use automated invoicing and reminders to keep payments on track. Control your expenses and your spending. Even when revenue is growing, you need to be strategic about spending. Review your expenses regularly and cut anything out that isn't essential or giving you a return on your investment. Avoid overhiring. Make sure every team member is contributing to revenue growth before you hire more. Be cautious with large investments. If a purchase doesn't generate a return soon, it might not be the right time. Manage your debt wisely. Debt can be a tool for growth, but mismanaging it can actually sink your business. Only take on debt if you have a clear plan to generate return on investment. Pay attention to interest rate and loan terms. Some financing options can eat away at your profits. Understand your numbers or hire somebody who does. If you don't have a firm grasp on your financials, your business is at risk. So knowing your revenue isn't enough. You have to track cash flow, profit margins, and financial trends. Review your cash flow statement every single week. Work with a bookkeeper and a CPA to stay on top of your finances. Use that data to forecast and anticipate future cash needs. This is the exact type of thing we help business owners with. So if you're getting overwhelmed, we've got you. If you want to learn more about our free Protect Your Profit training, we've actually had over 200,000 business owners attend. Come join me at welloiledoperations.com/class, and I'll show you how to streamline and scale your business. And if you like this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up and make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. We've got more videos just like this coming your way.